What are you trying to do, Mr. Jeon? He was leaning closer and closer to you, and you notice his gazes on your lips. Before you shout, your eyes tightly, and his sharp eyes seem to be zero in on something specific. Your dress. The zipper is open. Your eyes shot open in surprise, and you instinctively glanced down at your dress. You felt your cheeks heat up as you realized that Jungkook was right. The dress zipper was indeed open. Oh my goodness, I didn't even notice. Thank you. Jungkook's lips curved into half smirk, and he stepped closer to you. His voice was low and dripping with arrogance. You really should pay more attention to your appearance, Miss Lee. Sloppiness doesn't reflect well on this company. You bit your lip, resisting the urge to roll your eyes. You had dealt with Jungkook's overbearing attitude many times before, but before you could reply, he surprised you by unbuttoning his suit jacket and wrapping it over your shoulders. Take this, it will cover up the zipper issue, and don't forget to return it to me once you have fixed your dress. You blinked in astonishment, momentarily taken aback by the unexpected act of kindness. You slipped into the jacket. The fabric was warm and comforting. Thank you, Mr. Jeon. I appreciate it. Now go and sort out your dress, and when you come back, we need to discuss that report about the PTP you submitted yesterday. You nodded and hurried out of the elevator, feeling a mix of emotions as you fixed your dress in the restroom. You couldn't help but feel a grudging admiration for Jungkook's action, even if his arrogance grated on your nerves. When you returned to your desk, only to find a shopping bag placed on it, you opened it to find a beautiful new dress inside along with a note. Saw this and thought it would be a great addition to your wardrobe. Make sure you're always presentable. You couldn't help but smile forms on your lips as you held the note in your hand. Maybe, just maybe, your boss had a softer side beneath his tough exterior, even if he is the most arrogant person. Jungkook stands before the entrance, his conflicted emotions evident on his face, the gaze flickering over the exquisite decor. His heart clenches with a mixture of reluctance and respect for his grandfather, sits regally in an antique armchair, an aura of formality surrounding him. Ah, Jungkook, my boy, come and sit down. Nods and walks towards his grandfather. Hello, grandfather. He gestured towards the seat opposite him. Have a seat, I have been expecting you. Jungkook takes a seat, a tad nervous under his grandfather's scrutiny. You know, it's been quite some time since we had a proper chat, just you and I. Yes, grandfather, things have been busy. Indeed, but today I have an important matter to discuss. Your engagement to Suzy has lingered long enough. Jungkook shifts uncomfortably, his eyes flickering momentarily. Just then, his phone buzzes and he discreetly checks the message. Thank you so much for the dress, Mr. Jeon. It's beautiful and I like it. Jungkook's expression softens, but he quickly puts the phone away. Noticing the change in Jungkook's demeanor, everything is alright, Jungkook? Jungkook quickly apologized for inconvenience before continuing the conversation. I understand, grandfather. I just wanted to make sure everything was perfect. Jungkook, you're aware of our family's traditions. The marriage should take place promptly. I know, grandfather. I'll talk to Suzy about it. Good. She is coming over for dinner tonight. We'll discuss the wedding arrangements. As Jungkook tries to hide his inner turmoil, grandfather's phone rings. He answers, a satisfied smile forming on his face. Speaking of which, Suzy has arrived. She'll be joining us shortly. Jungkook's eyes widen slightly, his internal conflict deepening. Later during dinner, Suzy sits beside Jungkook and Mr. Park watches them intently. Suzy, my dear, I believe it's time to finalize the wedding plans. Of course, grandfather, I'm excited to become part of your family. Jungkook fidgets with his fork, struggling to suppress his unease. Suzy, I think we should consider moving the wedding date sooner. Sooner? But I thought we were both on board with taking our time. It's just circumstances have changed. Suzy nods, but her expressions betrays confusion. Excellent decision. It's time to make it public, Jungkook. I knew you would see a reason. Jungkook's mind wanders, his inner conflict brews beneath the surface, his heart torn between tradition and his true feelings. Jungkook, you have always trusted my judgment. Suzy is the right choice for our family and the company's future. Grandfather, I promise I'll consider everything carefully. The office lunchroom burst with the chatter as employees took a break from their work. Vayan sat at a table, chatting and laughing with her colleague Nayeon. The topic of conversation had turned to recent rumor. So Vayan, I heard something interesting about you from a little birdie. Vayan looked at Nayeon with a mix of curiosity and suspicion. What are you talking about? Nayeon's eyes twinkled mischievously as she leaned in closer. Rumor is that someone dropped off a dress for you at your desk yesterday? Vayan's eyes widened in surprise, realizing that Nayeon had somehow found out about the new dress Jungkook had given her. She cleared her throat, trying to play it cool. Oh, that. Yeah, it was just a little something. Oh, come on, spill the tea. Who's the new mystery admirer? Do we have a secret romance brewing in the office? Vayan couldn't help but chuckle at Nayeon's teasing. She knew Nayeon loved to stir up excitement. Honestly, Nayeon, it's not what you are thinking. It's just a kind of gesture from someone. A kind of gesture, huh? Someone's definitely smitten with you. Are you going to give us any hints or keep us guessing? Vayan rolled her eyes playfully, knowing that Nayeon wouldn't let up easily. Okay, fine. It was just a dress from my boss, Jungkook. Nayeon's eyebrows shot up, her eyes wide with surprise. Wait, Jeon Jungkook? Our arrogant boss Jungkook? Are you serious? Yes, him. He noticed my dress zipper was open, so he lent me his jacket and later he got me the dress as a replacement. Nayeon's jaw practically dropped. Wow, that's unexpected. I didn't know he had it in him. Vayan shrugged, a small smile tugging at her lips. Yeah, it surprised me too. Nayeon leaned in conspirationally. So, any sparks flying between you two? Vayan burst out laughing. No, Nayeon, absolutely not. He is just my boss and nothing more. Nayeon sighed dramatically. Well, fine then, but you have to admit, it's a bit like a scene from a romantic movie. Vayan playfully nudged Nayeon's shoulders. Oh, come on, don't let your imagination run wild. Nayeon grinned, giving Vayan a knowing look. I'll try my best, but don't be surprised if I'm on the lookout for more romantic gestures from Mr. Jungkook. Vayan and Nayeon were sitting at their desks, going through some reports when Nayeon's eyes suddenly widened. She nudged Vayan discreetly with her elbow, nodding subtly in the direction of the hallway leading to the executive offices. Vayan, look over there. Vayan followed Nayeon's gaze and her eyes landed on none other than Jungkook, her boss. Standing by the water cooler with a young woman, the girl was laughing at something Jungkook had said, and her hand was resting on his arm in a rather familiar way. What I am looking at, Nayeon? Nayeon rolled her eyes playfully. Come on, don't pretend you don't see it. That girl is practically glued to him. Vayan tore her gaze away, her heart inexplicably skipping a beat. She couldn't deny that a strange pang of jealousy had ignited within her, even though she had insisted time and again that she felt nothing romantic towards Jungkook. Nayeon, you are reading too much into it. Maybe they are just friends. Nayeon smirked, not buying Ryan's attempt to downplay the situation. Friends don't usually look that cozy. Are you sure you are not feeling a tiny bit jealous? Ryan scoffed lightly, but her eyes involuntarily darted back to where Jungkook was. She watched as the girl leaned in closer to him, their conversation seemingly becoming more private. Ryan's jaw clenched as her mind raced with thoughts she didn't want to admit to. Nayeon, I told you, there's nothing between me and Jungkook. I don't care who he is with. Nayeon grinned, knowingly her voice teasing. Sure, I believe you. Just then, Jungkook glanced in their direction, his gaze meeting Ryan's. Briefly before he turned his attention back to the girl, Ryan quickly looked away, her heart racing for reasons. Well, look who got his attention. Ryan rolled her eyes, trying to shake off the odd mixture of emotions that had surfaced. Nayeon, you're impossible. Nayeon winked, giving Ryan a gentle nudge. Just saying, sometimes our feelings surprise us when we least expect it. Ryan huffed in exasperation, trying to focus on her work and ignored the peculiar knot that had formed in her stomach. She told herself that Nayeon was just being playful and that she was overanalyzing things, but deep down, a small part of her couldn't help but wonder if there was more to her feelings than she was willing to admit. The spacious conference room was abuzz with anticipation as employees took their seats. Ryan and Nayeon exchanged a glance, wondering what had prompted the unusual gathering. Soon enough, their questions were answered as Jungkook, the boss, walked in with an air of purpose. Thank you all for being here. I have an important announcement. Mr. Andrew, a very important client, is visiting the South Korea next week, and the ideas are ready. We need all of your support for that project. It's a challenging endeavor, but I believe that together we can achieve great results. The employees nodded in agreement, their attention focused on Jungkook. Ryan couldn't help but be captivated by his commanding presence, despite her best efforts to remain indifferent. Before we dive into the project details, I would like to introduce someone who will be an integral part of this team and my life. This is my fiancée, Suzy. As Jungkook's words registered, everyone's attention turned toward the woman who stood beside him. Suzy, dressed elegantly with a radiant smile, greeted the employees warmly. The room erupted in cheers and applause, expressing their enthusiasm for the announcement. Everyone seemed genuinely happy for Jungkook and Suzy. Ryan stole a glance at Nayeon, remembering what she said earlier. The strange feeling that settled in her chest. They exchanged a knowing look, both of them sharing a subtle understanding that the situation was more complex than it appeared. Jungkook's gaze seemed to linger on Ryan for a moment longer than necessary, his eyes holding a faint hint of something she couldn't quite decipher. She quickly averted her eyes, her heart rate quickening inexplicably. I appreciate your warm welcome for Suzy. She's excited to get to know each of you as we work on this project together. The meeting continued with Jungkook explaining the details of the project and assigning tasks to various team members. Throughout the discussion, Ryan struggled to keep her focus, her mind preoccupied with thoughts she couldn't quite ignore. As the meeting came to end, employees mingled and congratulated Jungkook and Suzy. Ryan found herself standing near a window, sipping her coffee and watching the interactions unfold. Nayeon joined her, a thoughtful expression on her face. That was unexpected, but I already got the feeling when I saw them earlier. Ryan's gaze still fixed on the scene before her. Nayeon glanced at Ryan, her eyes full of concern. Are you okay? You seemed a bit off during the meeting. Ryan forced a smile, not wanting to reveal her confused feelings. I'm fine, Nayan. It's just a surprise, I guess. Nayan studied Vayan for a moment before leaning in closer. You know, sometimes what we try to hide out, always visible in her eyes. Vayan's heart skipped a beat and she looked away, struggling to process Nayan's word. Could it be that her feelings for Jungkook developed, but she hadn't believed? As she watched Jungkook and Suzy interact, a mix of emotions swirled within her, leaving her more confused than ever before. I just broke up with Seon. You looked at her with a knowing face. I'll cut him off from real this time, I swear. Yeah, like you did previously. I seriously broke up with him this time. See, she showed you her phone. Check this out. I blocked him from all of my social media networks, Vayan. Fine, I believe you. Do you think I did the right thing? She asked in confusion, but her expression changed to determination soon. Totally. Because when I was with him, I never liked myself. What do you mean? He decided everything for me. For now on, if I ever gonna be in relationship again, I will never change myself for anyone. Good. We shouldn't change ourselves for anyone. If they truly love us, they must accept us, who we are, that no matter how weird they are. If we love them, we won't change our mind. Mila leaned to your shoulder for support. Understand? Yeah, but really, Vayan, even you have never been in a relationship before, but you really understand it well. You sat playing with her fingers when suddenly her phone rings. Hello? I'm outside your house. Come down quickly, he said and cut the call right away, while you look at your phone screen astounded. Wait, what? What the hell? Why is he so unpredictable? Everything is alright, Vayan? She asked, yawning, ready to sleep anytime soon, and you hide your phone behind your back. Yeah, you look sleepy. Should take a rest. It's already late. She hummed, getting up from your bed, moving to her room, and you released the breath you didn't know you were holding. You look out of your window, and there he was standing against his black Mercedes, hand crossed, and in the casual outfit, which she found him little more attractive than always, seeing him in suits. What he wants from me, there is no reason for him to come at my house this late. Nonetheless, you checked yourself in the mirror before going out. Jungkook parked his black Mercedes outside Vayan's house, his mind filled with inner turmoil. The impending wedding with Suzy weighed heavily on his heart, and thoughts of Vayan only added to his emotional turmoil. He sighed deeply, feeling a mix of anxiety and confusion. As he waited, his gaze lost in the distance, he knew he shouldn't be there outside her house this late, but he just wanted to catch a glimpse of her, to find a moment of solace in her presence. Finally, he saw Vayan step out of her house. He straightened up, his heart racing. Vayan's eyes widened in surprise as she saw him leaning against his car, dressed casually in jeans and a plain white t-shirt. The sight of him sent a wave of unexpected excitement through her. Mr. John, what are you doing here? Vayan asked, her voice a mixture of astonishment and curiosity. He cleared his throat, his emotion threatening to betray him. I couldn't sleep, just thought I would take a walk. At this hour, you raised an eyebrow, clearly not buying his explanation. He offered a small, almost imperceptible smile. Yeah. Can't a guy go for a walk? Your lips twitched and you nodded. Sure, I guess. They started walking together, side by side, under the dim streetlights. The silence between them was a mix of comfort and tension, both struggling to contain their unspoken feelings. Are you okay? Vayan finally broke the silence, concern lacing her words. Jungkook hesitated, his eyes meeting her for a brief moment before he looked away. Yeah, just dealing with a lot. Vayan nodded, sensing that there was more he wasn't saying. I don't know if I can help you with, but I'm a great listener. He glanced at her, his gaze softening. I appreciate that. As they continued walking, Ryan couldn't help but notice how handsome he looked in his casual attire. Something must be bothering you, Mr. John, you can tell me. He hesitated for a moment, his gaze dropping to the ground before meeting hers again. I don't love Susie. Ryan's heart skipped a beat. The admission was unexpected, and she found herself speechless, her mind racing to process his words. I mean, we are engaged, but it's not what I want. Jungkook continued, his voice wavering. I don't even know why I'm sharing this with you. You must be thinking I'm crazy or something. No, Mr. John. You can call me Jungkook, you know. He chuckled lightly. I feel like an old man whenever you call me like that. I mean, yeah, Jungkook. Actually, I wanted to apologize to you, too, with my behavior. I know I have treated you badly, but believe me, Ryan, whenever I am with you, I feel like you always challenged my personality, which brought unexpected feelings inside me. You quietly listened to all his confession, mind raced with thousands of thoughts, but no words came out. I don't know how to deal with all of this, but I think I started having something for you, Ryan. It's unexplainable. Ryan's heart raced, conflicting emotions swirling within her. She wanted to confess her own feelings, to tell Jungkook that she felt the same way, but the reality of his engagement held her back. He looked at your direction and found you with a shocked expression. Jungkook's expression shifted, a mixture of hope and sadness in his eyes. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. They stood in silence for a moment, the unspoken words echoing between them. I don't know what to say, you admitted, your eyes dropping to the ground. Jungkook nodding, understanding the complicity of the situation. I understand. I just needed to get that off my chest. They stood in a heavy silence, the unspoken words hanging in the air between them. After a moment, Jungkook offered a small smile. Well, I guess I should head back now. It's getting late. Ryan nodded, her heart heavy with unexpressed emotions. Yeah, me too. As they walked side by side along the quiet streets, the tension remained palpable, a mixture of what was said and what wasn't. Each step they took seemed to draw them closer, even as the reality of their circumstances pushed them apart. When they reached Ryan's house once again, they exchanged a lingering gaze, a world of emotions passing between them. Good night, Ryan, he said softly. Good night, Jungkook, you replied, your voice barely above a whisper. Since the day you didn't try to initiate any conversation with him, even he approaches you many times and try to initiate little conversation between you two. But you dodged it. The frustration was clearly evident on Jungkook's face, but that's not your problem. Prevention is better than cure, right? We need the better idea than Jeon's. He can't get that another big deal. If you can't do anything, so say it right now on my face, he demanded coolly. Park Chanyeol, the biggest competitors of Jeon Groups and own the industries of Exos Corporation. Mr. Park, why are you distressing yourself so much? If I said that, you're gonna get the deal, for sure, so trust me. The person assured on the phone. Just don't forget about the money I want. I haven't forgot about it. If you're able to crack that deal for us, I'll give you the double. Consider it's done. Jungkook and Suzy sat across from each other as they discussed projections and strategies. Jungkook's attention was momentarily drawn to the large screen on the wall, displaying real-time updates of ongoing deals. A mixture of disbelief and frustration surged through him. His rival Exol Corporation had managed to snatch the deal they had been working on for months. Jungkook's jaws clenched, his fingers tapping restlessly on the table. He struggled to keep his composure, knowing that every second counted in this fast-paced business world. Jungkook's rivalry with EXO's corporation had always been fierce, and now they had managed to undermine his efforts yet again. "Didn't you see something strange, Jungkook?" she said, her tone a mix of anger and skepticism. He turned to face her, his jaws still tight, but a nod of agreement finally escaping him, knowing what she's implying. "We have a traitor," he announced, and everyone gasped as what they heard.